Hey guys, Ashlane here. Today I'm coming at you with some suggestions regarding where to put your new second air sweeper in both Town Hall 10 and Town Hall 9 bases. So this is going to be a pretty quick video because these are my early thoughts. I will bring you some more in-depth placement advice coming in the future, so go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, and I will have some great Town Hall 10 and Town Hall 9 and even a few 8 bases, but these are my early thoughts. I'm going to bring you 2 variations for Town Hall 10 and 1 variation for Town Hall 9. Let's start with my base right now, what I've done to it, where I've put the second air sweeper rather. I had it initially in the north here, and now I add another one to the south, and I have them pointing in the east direction down here in the south, and in the west up here in the north. That's because I want to try to bait attackers into going into my base having to face both of the Inferno towers. So what I did was to try to deter them from attacking into the more obvious places where they only have to deal with one Inferno tower at a time, and they can just freeze the back one or the first one, whatever the one they want to do first. I want them to have to attack into both because you can't freeze both of my Inferno towers with one freeze spell. So that would be the thought process behind where they're placed in this base. So if you don't have an open layout design such as my own, it will still work. What you want to do is just make sure you place your air defenses or aim them and place them in a direction where you're pretty much trying to bait the attacker to attack your base, the air attacker, into both of your Inferno towers at the same time. That should be your goal. Now there is another strategy variation, but before I get to that, I just want to touch on one last thing. Is if you are adding your air sweeper to a base with a resource ring, make sure it's not touching the inner wall. You don't want to give those golems that flow opportunity to hop right into the center there. Rather, make sure there is at least one space between the air sweeper and this wall here. That way, pretend the golems came in towards the wizard tower or the archer tower. Well, that air sweeper is going to flow them right into the cannon rather than the expo if it was only one space down near where this sinking air mine. Same thing goes for down here. It will bring the golems to the cannon or the mortar from the air defense, or the same thing goes with the balloons. They'll keep going in this flow rather than heading towards the center. So just one thing to note there. Now let's get to another variation strategy-wise, and it was from Dams's war base. So here's Dams right here. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So what is he doing that's different than what I'm doing? Well, he's not doing what I'm doing at all. He has both of his air sweepers facing right into both of the Inferno towers. Now, the reason this is so deadly, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. If you want to copy this base, it's actually a really cool base design. A lot of thought behind it. It's not just put together willy-nilly. So the idea here is if you go into this base from the north or south, really any direction, you're going to be hampered with an air attack by that second air sweeper blowing your troops away from the second Inferno tower. So it's hard to articulate exactly what I mean here, but I'm sure you guys get the idea. The idea is pretend the attacker is attacking from the north. Well, you can easily take care of the air sweeper from the north, and then you freeze this first Inferno tower if you're attacking from the north. Well, the issue is as soon as your troops start engaging that town hall, this second air sweeper is going to blow them back while this Inferno tower and the Archer Queen is engaging the troops. So a very effective placement strategy here by Dams. Now that you have 2 air defenses, there's so many more options than there was before. Before, it was basically go ahead and place it anywhere because it covers such a small breadth of the base. And now, and basically overload your bombs. That was the old strategy. Now you can kind of spread your air bombs back out again, and you can do interesting things like forcing your attacker to attack into certain areas of your base. So those are 2 ideas for Town Hall 10. Now we're going to discuss a quick do and do not for Town Hall 9. So you can see here, let's scout the enemy bases. This would be a do not for Town Hall 9. So these air sweepers are placed in opposite directions, but the issue with this placement is this one's pretty safe in the center here, but this one is very vulnerable for a Gola Loon attack, and Shattered Gola Loon is pretty much the most popular strategy. I think it's going to remain that even with the second air sweeper because of the advent of the haste spell, which I've shown in my last video. I'll go ahead and link that now if you want want to take a look at some air raids with the new air sweeper and haste spell. But the issue here is this air defense, air sweeper rather, I would not place this close to the edge, especially since this is the obvious spot that a savvy attacker would go to take out the Archer Queen during the phase 1 of a Go lava attack. So what I'd instead do, now that there's 2 air sweepers, I think they immediately get moved to that class of defensive units that you want to protect in the center of the base. Don't worry about your town hall. This is a true anti-3 to base. So this is this is a do. And you can see here the clan castle, the Archer Queen, in both air defenses are situated in the middle along with both expos. I really like this setup. I'll go ahead and back up here if you want to take a screenshot. I think this is a really good base, with especially featuring the placement of the 2 air sweepers here, because they cover both. Once again, they're sweeping pretty much the whole area of the base. They're covering the whole obvious west area over here, and then this one is aimed up in the northeast. So I think that they're aimed in the proper direction, and they're also they're not vulnerable to a golem-based first portion of the attack. I mean, if you can get your golems into the center of this space with a kill team and take out either one of these air sweepers, I mean, obviously you could probably get the queen from one of these edges, but it's very tough to get the clan castle, the queen, and one of the air sweepers from the first phase of a Go lava attack. So I really like the idea here, covering the base and centralizing the air defenses. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video now because, like I said, I still want to collect more replays of both air defenses in action before I bring you some more base designs. So stay tuned over the next week or two, and I'll definitely be sure to bring you some more war bases and maybe even a few farming bases for all 3 town hall levels with the 2 air sweepers. So guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, and stay tuned for new update strategy content coming all this week, especially those 3-star haste Go lava attacks. So guys, please share with your clanmates, and as always, take care. Thank you for watching.